Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, June 7th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 23 of 2024, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 73 degrees with a high of 80 and a low of 58. Wonderful sleeping weather. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, and of course the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. Remember guys, this group is an emotional refuge for you. We are united through coloring in this group. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who watch this broadcast in my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, when I download it there. All right. When I download it there. So let me finish setting up my second monitor here. I hope everybody's having a good day. I've got the critters out for you to enjoy. All right, Mamie. All right, number one for Mamie. Maggie, happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Happy Friday to one and all. Thomas, hello. Oh, there's Carmen. Hi, Miss Carmen. I missed you after Maggie's name here. All right. So, in my broadcast, I always color a duet buddy color, and what that means is that you color it with me, pace me, and this is the piece. Been having a lot of fun with it. This is from Sleepy Tots Jubilee, and by the way guys, that book is now available on Amazon. Go to the library of our group. You can get the link. I've also got the link in the group. And if you guys want me to put the link in this broadcast, I can do that as well. And then the second piece I'm working on, isn't that gorgeous? This is from Country Autumn by Coloring Book Cafe. Oh, Maggie, you've got 4 or 5 printed and ready to color. Oh! Okay. Isn't this piece as cute as a button? I thought it would be fun to do. All right, got a parsley colored pumpkin here because I ran out of time last night. All right, get your paper towel. Who's going to be coloring with me tonight? And guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Excuse me for reaching across here. Okay, Maggie, thank you. All right, so I started detailing the trees. I'm going to finish coloring this tree because that's bugging me. So I'm going to start out with a light brown. Isn't that the most adorable face, I'll tell you. All right, now we've got a very light area here. I'm not going to color my light brown there. That's the reflection from the bright sunlight. Remember, as Thomas always tells you, let your pencils do the work. Excuse me. And let's get in between those little hair strands. Anytime that you can add detail like that, it makes your piece look absolutely fantastic. Okay. Now let's get a medium brown here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a reddish brown. Let me show you that color. I'll swatch that for you. Check it out. I have no idea what the pencil brand is. I'm down to my little nubby here that I glued to a number 2 pencil. So here's my medium brown. And then I'm coming in with my dark brown. Oh, is that pretty? You're back, Moggy. We ordered from Dairy Queen because we have Russ with us tonight. You only got 1 of 3 dinners, so what? 2 of your dinners are missing. You had to reorder for Larry. You decided not to eat. Hi, Mamie. Okay, we got Mamie. Sorry. I meant to say hi to Linda, but I haven't seen her any of her texts yet. Okay, so this is my dark color. Hello, Jolly. Jolly, we missed you last night. Oh, there's Linda. There we go. Linda and the three amigos. Uno, dos, tres. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Wally. Okay, now I want you to notice that I'm taking my darkest pencil and I'm putting some intermittent streaks on the spark, even though the grayscale doesn't call for it. Oh, Jolly, there you go. Your youngest son turned 23. We celebrated his birthday last night. Oh, how cool is that? Well, you were still missed. Michelle, I am doing great. Michelle, how are you? Okay, notice how I am adding extras now to this tree with my darkest color. Oh, Maggie. Okay, now I'm going to put just a little bit of yellow on here. And that's going to catch that highlight. And I'm going to take my Faber-Castell 103, which is my ivory, and I'm going to put that over the yellow just to dampen it down just a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, does everybody see how I added these extra streaks and indentations in my tree branch to make it look really cool? All right, now I'm going to come in with my darkest brown again, and I'm going to go down here near our little girl. You guys remember how I always tell you to darken the crotch of the tree? And I'm going to make that just a little bit darker here. All right. Well, Maggie, you've got to eat something and get your money back for the poor delivery. Isn't that a cool looking tree? And I'm going to finger blend that. Okay, now we've got some flowers by her hair that I missed. And I meant to say hat, but it came out hair. So let's go ahead and work around these little flowers here with our greenery, and we got some blue. And I'm going to come back with a little bit of, oh, wait a minute, we got to do a slightly darker green. And then I'm going to come back in with a little bit of yellow on our flowers. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now we've got some flowers over here. Darla. Hello, Darla. Bright orange in the center. Now, these flowers here are meant to stay white. So that's why we've got to put in our dark orange center so that the viewer can tell that we've addressed these flowers. And then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow by these flowers, this flower here. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my tree a second because that yellow's showing up a little more than what I want. And I'm going to take my lightest brown and I'm just going to glide lightly and tint over the top. All right. Isn't that piece absolutely gorgeous? Now, 98% of the people coloring this page will stop right here and call it done. What did I tell you that we still needed to do? Because you guys are not in the 98% or 99%. You're in the 1% because you follow me during my broadcasts. What do we still need to do here? Detail the greenery. That's right, Darla. Thank you. So last night I did a little bit of that for you to show how this was going to look. I did it over here. And if you look at this piece, or this area over here, it looks far more dimensional. By the way, how many of you are coloring this with me tonight? Excuse me. Now I've got a little flower here that I missed. And I'm going to put that in orange. I don't want to use blue or red. There we go. Now I'm happy. And when teacher is happy, everybody's happy. Okay, Payne's gray very lightly. And what we're going to do in these areas where our greenery is bunched up, we're going to color in between those bunches. So I'm going to start down here by the foot. And I want to make sure that you see exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just adding a little bit between my greenery. Now that means we're also, let's see how this grass is going to look. Yeah, so we have an area here by this flower. Now, don't get stupid with your Payne's gray. You just want to add just a little bit. And you want to come in very lightly. Now, I want you to notice that I'm taking a little bit of this Payne's gray on this greenery here, and I'm just going to run a little bit of that gray down the center. It's just grass. And notice by adding that little streak, it really makes that plant stick out. And I'm just going to finger blend that a little bit. Okay, now I'm at the far right. A little bit of that gray. Don't get stupid with it. Let me pull out. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I'm not going to do that with this greenery in the background. Why? Because this background is background. It's further away. So we want that to look a little blurry. Okay. Let's go to the area to the right of our watering can. Same type of thing. Now be careful with your gray because your gray is a very powerful color. And remember, you don't want to see what? The coloring, you want to see the effect. Okay, now this isn't going to take a super long time to do. So I've moved straight up here. And notice how I'm adding that in-between gray around my blue. Thomas, I don't eat Dairy Queen. We have one Dairy Queen here in Cookville. All right, finger blend. And it's way across town. Okay, now watch this. In between this flower here and the hat, we're going to add that little bit of gray. And boom, all of a sudden that hat stands out beautifully. And while I'm here, I'm going to do that same thing next to my yellow flower. Which I now have to erase a petal because I accidentally, there you go. Got my gray onto my flower. Anybody having any problem with this? And we can do a very brief smudging. Okay, let me pull out so you can see this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Thomas, you'll be back in 1 hour. Okay, we'll see you then. Does everybody see the effect now of putting that gray in between our flowers? Any question? Okay. I need to step away for a second. So I'm going to put that off to the side, and that way you guys can color catch up and enjoy the picture. All right, guys, back in a couple minutes. Okay guys, I'm almost back here. Sit tight. Vicky. Vicky. Come here. Okay, Vicky, come here. Come here. Okay. Thank you for your patience, guys. Okay, is everybody caught up now? Any questions about what I'm doing so far? You guys talking about the clock? Linda says, feel like the clock is trying to hypnotize me. Yep. Mamie says the clock ticking makes me think of Peter Pan. Okay. All right. Back with our Payne's Gray. Now, again, very lightly. Now, as we're working around our flowers, the idea is to bring the flowers out and make them stand out a little more. So we've got a mix also of flowers and greenery. See this area right in here? Darla, the clock relaxes you, reminds you of your grandma's old house when I was little, spending the night with her. Oh, that's great. Well, don't get too relaxed, guys. Okay, now see this area in here? Make sure that your pencil is very sharp. And notice how I'm finger blending any area that I do this in. All right. Very light touch among the blue flowers. And I'll pull out in a second so you can see the effect. I'm going to say hi to Dorothy, even though I know she's not here. She has Bible study on Fridays. So hi, Dorothy. Okay, let me pull out. Guys, look at the difference on this now. And notice how dimensional this is starting to look. Now, same with anything else that you're coloring. I don't want you to have this look like streaks. That's not the purpose. Okay, let's work by the watering can here. I've got a little patch of green. So we're going to work that so that those leaves show up. Is anybody noticing a difference in this coloring? Thank you, Maggie. Come here. Yeah. Come on. Get in your bed. And by the way, who's coloring this with me tonight? Now, we want to show the shape of this watering can better. So you can see the back side of it right here. So I'm going to emphasize that black area. And in fact, I'm going to take a black pencil and darken this. Any questions? Darla, you're coloring? Who else? Hello, Emily. Okay, now I'm taking my black again, and this area by the basket where I made it Payne's gray originally, I'm going to darken that a little bit to black. Now, I want you to notice that I'm not filling this in completely with black. I'm letting the Payne's gray still show through. And then back to my Payne's gray here. Okay, pink flower here with a little orange and white. I'm to the far left. And we're very lightly going to fill in all these little areas here that are slightly darker, right? Now, again, guys, no streaking. Okay, Carmen, thank you. Missed you last night. All right, lower left-hand corner. Very, very lightly. I mean, butterfly kiss touch. Now, notice how I'm swishing this Payne's Gray through the grass? I'm underneath the chest at the moment. And notice how I'm in between. Let me get my eraser here. Notice how I'm really concentrating on getting in between these grass pieces, blades. Oh man, how this looks cool. Okay, let me pull out. I hope you're noticing the difference. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now I'm up on my fence here, and I want to kick in a little more color on it. So I'm just going to shade and darken this with my Payne's Gray. Okay. Guys, what do you think of this? Now let's pop over here. I'm now working my way up into the tree. Now, I'm going to switch my pencils, that instead of using a Payne's Gray, I'm using a darker shade of green than what I initially used. And the reason that I'm switching to the green is because our tree is more out in the open. Whereas this area down here is more in the shadows. So now we're going to get dimensional with the tree. Now again, I appreciate you complimenting my work, but when I say, what do you think? I'm asking you about what you think of the method of getting to where we're getting to. And do you see the benefit of taking the time to add this extra shading and shadowing? And all I'm doing right now is I'm honoring the light, medium, and dark of the green of the tree. Excuse me. Anybody remember why I didn't do this in the first place up in this tree? What did I tell you? All right, let me go over to the left. And this is where I'm highlighting my darker area of the tree. Now, I want you to notice, since I'm going around these leaves, do you see how the overlap of the leaves is just starting to show up because I am what? Highlighting my darker areas. All right. Anybody, again, I asked you earlier, do you remember why I didn't do this when I started out this piece? What did I tell you that I was going to do with the leaves? Okay, let's get in between these flowers so they pop up. And what I told you when I started this is that I was going to tint the entire area with my lightest green so that I could define where the leaves were. And that what? I would come back and do this. So I did this whole area in the one color. Let me pull out. I did this whole color basically in the one shade of green. And now I'm coming back and putting the detail in. And what I want you to notice is as I'm starting to put in my darker green around my leaves, my lighter green, now we're starting to get some serious dimension in this tree. And notice how I'm coming by the hat and I'm going to shade a little bit with this green. Finger blend. We want that to look nice and smooth. Guys, look how these leaves are standing out beautifully now. Basically everything up to the tree trunk has been detailed. Okay. Now we've got some leaves right here that are dangling down over our trunk. We'll outline those a little bit and add a streak of the dark color down the center. And finger blend. And again, my darker color in between my leaves. And look how beautifully now those puppies stand out. And we'll finger blend that. We're smudging it. All right, let me pull out again so you can see the effect. Any questions? All right. Isn't that beautiful how this is coming together? Now, in this case right here where I'm coloring, oh jolly, that sucks. Yep, it's life. But jolly, the neat thing is we've got replay, so you can you can watch it in replay. Okay, let's put a little shading right here. Now, this line right here and this line right here are actually branches of the tree. So I'm going to put in the brown. And look how cool this tree looks now with that little extra. Now, in addition to putting in the brown on the branches, I'm going to take some brown and I'm going to put it in between these leaves very lightly. I'm just tinting in the color. We've all seen trees that have that brown in them. Finger blend. Okay, so we've got a couple of holes where our leaves, our sky shows through. And then I'm going to take a lighter green, but it's got to be darker than this green right here. So I'm going to get a lighter green than the one that I'm using, but darker than the color that's already on the page. Does that make sense? Hallelujah. Amen, amen. Hold on, I got to empty my sharpener. Okay, I'm just smoothing out with my finger. And then I'm coming in with my slightly darker green. Hey, Art Angel, hi. Oh, let's see what we got here. Bear with me here. Okay, I'm going to come in with a yellowish green. And I'm going to add that on top of my leaves here. And that's going to blend in that darker green that I just put in. And I'm also going to add that yellowish green on top of the yellow that I put in previously. And what that's going to do is that's going to extend the reach of the tree. Excuse my hand here. And I want you to notice that I'm taking that yellowish green and I'm blending over the edges of my previous greens here. You want that to merge together. Okay, let me pull out. I think that I am prepared to call this done. What do you think? questions. Now, I want you to see how adding this Payne's Gray made all the difference in the world in the dimension. Hi, Kitty. And what I'd like to know is what you thought of this project. I'm just adding a little bit of touch up with my Payne's Gray. Guys, what do you think of this project? And did you learn something from it? And do you see the difference that the shading made in the tree and around the flowers? Now, I've told you guys that I'm not going to be coloring the same level of involvement and difficulty on projects. This is why it is so important that you do the buddy color with me and that you pace me. Okay. I'm going to spray this now. All right, give me a moment here. Would anybody care to see the original of this? Guys, here's the original. Any questions about the two side by side? Here's the original. Here's the Memorex. You guys remember those commercials? Is it real or is it Memorex? All right. Let me put my initials on this. And I'm going to date it. And we will move on to the next project. So what that means is, guess what? Drum roll. We're going to have a new duet tomorrow. All right, it's official, it's done. So what I'd like to know from you is, what did you learn from this? Somebody give me some feedback about what you picked up from this. Jolly, what did you learn? Mamie, what did you learn? And again, here's the original. Here's what we colored. Original, our coloring. One more time. Original, our coloring. Okay. Next project. Now, while I'm thinking about it, I am going to... Darla, you learned so much about shading and blending. Good. Using white in areas and then putting color over it, like on the fence. Yeah, I actually used ivory. Oh, Darla, you're going to frame it. You're so proud of it. Oh, take a picture. Mamie, you learned about shading and shadowing and coloring wood, also the trunk and the wicker basket. Good. Okay, for anybody that's interested, there's the link to the book. You can pop out and pick it up if you like. Alright, I'm just resetting my camera here. Oh, when you first started coloring that trunk, I was not too sure if I liked it, but the finished product, wow. Okay. Guys, this is why I keep telling you, never, ever, ever judge the worthiness of your piece until you are done. And even then, you shouldn't be quote unquote judging it. Knock it off. Quit being so critical. Okay. So last night I was coloring some leaves. And I want to add a little more brown to this leaf. Oh, Darla, thank you. Did anybody go into the coloring guide and look at the pictures that are in the book? And by the way, I'm getting the book on Sunday. So I'm going to be doing a quick flip through. Now, I showed you last night also how to get rid of that fence that was in the background. That was a mistake. Darla, thank you so much for your support. Oh, Darla, you couldn't wait until it was on Amazon. Oh, you ordered the Puppy Jubilee. Oh, you're going to love that. You said you were a puppy person. The pictures are beautiful in both books. Thank you. All right. So let me continue this orange pumpkin that I was working on. before we were so rudely interrupted by running out of time. Now remember, this is the pumpkin that I finished drawing on the edge. I'm not 100% happy with that roundness, so I'm going to change that up. That's why we use pencil. Darla, good night. See you tomorrow. Thanks again for your order. Okay, now I'm happier. Now this book, as I said earlier, is from Country Autumn Coloring Book Cafe. Beautiful, beautiful book. I've done several images out of it. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Jolly, I'm so sorry your book didn't come today, as I said earlier. All right, let me pull out just a little bit. Yeah, Darla, when you catch up though, don't rush through the project. You saw how long I took on our little girl sitting at the fence. Okay, now we want a curve on this highlight area that I'm creating. So check out how I'm bringing down my color. I'm going to have that curve like a little smiley. And if you want to curl your curve up a little bit more, which I do, that's why we have erasers. All right. Let me get my next orange. Now, guys, if you aren't coloring this with me, I don't know if you have this book. What are you coloring? What are you doing while you're watching? And then, very lightly, I'm going to color the center section. Same pencil, but very lightly. Oh, Jolly, go ahead and get it. You know you want it. Okay, now notice that we've got that distinct line right here, right? And that's a big no-no. This is not blended well. So now we have to come through and obliterate that line, right? Here we go. All right, Jolly, use that link. Push that button. You know I'm just teasing you, right? Check out how that line disappears. Go Jolly, go Jolly. Press that button, Jolly. All right, guys, help me out here. Encourage Jolly to buy that book. Click on that link, Jolly. All right, I'll quit teasing you. All right, lightest color again for that center. Blending, 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 rawhide. And then we'll go back and smooth out and adjust the rest of our pumpkin. All right, finger blend. All right, let me pull out. What do you think? Now I'm going to come back with a darker orange yet. Let's see what we can find here. Oh, you're thinking about sending it to a friend for her birthday. Oh. Obviously your friend colors. How about telling your friend about this group as well? Okay, let's get our area at the base of our stem. Now I want you to notice that I'm using a darker orange. And notice, hello, my Linda. Number 18 is here. Now, I want you to notice that I'm using that darker orange both at the base of the stem and down on the pumpkin itself. I don't want it in that light area. Oh, your friend's favorite book is the Tutu book. You tell her about the buddy coloring. Oh, but she plays cards with friends every night. She's a member of your Facebook group. Well, she can always watch the playback. All right, I still want to smooth out this transition from that medium to the light. And then I'm going to go back and use that darker orange. And look how beautiful that looks. How beautiful is that? And if you still need to do a little bit of adjusting between the changes in your colors, have at it. Finger blend. All right, Thomas is back. Now, if you don't have this book, what I want you to do is get a mechanical or get a pencil. And I want you to draw a pumpkin on a piece of cardstock. It's not hard. It doesn't have to be a Rembrandt. And I want you to practice coloring pumpkins with me. Okay, let me double check here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to curve out our lines. Okay, so Thomas, let's see. You have a question. Can you go another 2 hours because of what I missed? Thomas, I'm sorry I can't. I've got other things I need to do for my group, plus I need to eat. You can always watch the replay. When I'm done with the broadcast, all you have to do is go to YouTube. You're on YouTube now, and just push the replay button. Okay, guys, see how I'm doing this? Now, even if your pumpkin's a little lumpy, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you color it. There you go. Color your... Hi, Sarah. Color your own pumpkin. Okay. Let's get a nice brown. I'm going to do the stem. And because the end of this pumpkin is cut, I'm going to go ahead and put green in there with a little bit of brown. Check that out. And then I'm going to come in with my darkest brown. And then I'm going to come back with my lighter brown and blend that. Sarah, you're working on a ILene. You're learning color combinations with Prisma and polys.
Here's what I found.
My last picture had some different shades of purples and greens. Oh, all right. Okay, now I'm also going to come in, let me get this orange finished. I'm also going to come in with my brown. Thomas, didn't you know that you can watch the replay on YouTube when I finish the broadcast? And then I'm going to use a Payne's Gray. At the very base. All right. What a beautiful picture. Let me grab some water. I'm getting too involved in my coloring. Now, just for giggles and laughs, I'm going to take a little bit of pink and color up the tongue. And then I'll come in with a slightly darker pink. Remember guys, bare minimum is two different colors on an area. All right. Linda, good night. How are you feeling? Before you go, Linda, tell me how your pain levels are. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and do the nose, which I'm going to do black. So of course I'm going to use what? Migraine 6. Oh, ankle 3. Got it. Thanks for the update, Linda. Linda, that's awfully nice of you to come in even when you have a migraine. You know people enjoy your company, right? Okay, let's start with our gray. What do I always tell you when you're coloring black? What do I always tell you when you're coloring? Multiple shades, guys. Okay, I've got to hit that nose with my eraser because I accidentally filled in the nostril to our left. My bad. Good girl. Good girl. And then I'm going to come back in with a pen because I want to add some blacker color yet. And I'm going to dot in that color. And notice how we have that light area on top. Now I'm not going to continue on the dog. I still want to do my pumpkins and my leaves. So let me go in the upper right hand corner here. But I'll pull out just to give you a layout of the land here. I'm going to dull this green just a little bit with brown. Okay. Next leaf. Oh, let's find a nice light green to start. So I have a question for you guys. When you buy sets of pencils, have you noticed how overloaded with greens they are? Anybody else have that problem? All right. I don't know why pencil companies insist on so many greens and then they'll shortchange you on reds. All right, light green. Now notice that I stopped before getting to the very top. And I'm going to come in with as soon as I find my scrap sheet, I'm going to come in with a light brown. These are the little, oh yeah, and many of them are practically the same color. Yep. Hi, Brittany. Check out that brown. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm going to come in with a slightly darker green. Oh, not that one. This is actually called Army Green by Color. And I'm going to shadow my leaf on the veins. You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you. Anybody else remember Carly Simon? And then I'm going to go ahead and finger blend it. And once again, I'm having too much fun. All right, pulling out. Now let's go ahead and do the next leaf that's similar to these two in the upper right hand corner. I've got this one and this one. Now we'll use similar colors. We'll keep everything relatively uniform, but you don't want to do just copycats of what you're doing. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll come back with green. Oh, Thomas, you didn't have too many greens with the HB colored pencil set. Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to come in with a darker green because I want to play around with this a little bit. Look how cool that looks. Yeah, Thomas, tell Carmen what HB stands for. Isn't that pretty? Thomas, does HB stand for anything, or is it just HB? Okay. Carmen, you could look it up on Amazon. Look up HB pencil and see what it says. That would probably be the quickest way to find out, Carmen. Okay. Darkest brown. Medium brown. Isn't that beautiful? Make sure that transition is smooth. And then my lightest brown. Oh, jolly, it's H and B colored pencils. Gotcha. Jolly, does the H and the B stand for anything? Oh, Jolly, that looks like it's the actual brand name. Got you. Thanks for checking that out, sweetie. Don't forget, if anybody decides to buy that pencil, I can give you the affiliate. Okay, I don't know about you, but this is looking pretty nifty. What do you think? Thomas, I understand. Please ask me directly and not other people. H&B is the name of the pencil. Apparently there's no name attached to it. Okay. So I'm working this big leaf on the dog's back. And I'm going to come in with a really nice red. Now, be sure when you choose your red that it doesn't have a pink flavor to it. So I'm going to start this out at the base. So what I'm going to do here is a red, orange, yellow combination. Thomas, no problem about the voice to text. And yes, it can be frustrating. Okay, so there's my reddish brown. And then I'm going to use a robust orange. Now we obviously have a bad transition between the orange and the red, right? Does everybody see why? So I'm going to take my darker pencil and I'm going to obliterate that border line. Check out the difference. Now be careful you don't get wax buildup. That red happens to be a Prismacolor. And sometimes because it's so soft, it leaves a lot of residue. Oh, this is chewing up my pencil. Hold on. Okay, pencil not cooperating, point breaking off. Finally. Look how pretty that is. Jolly, that's very true. As you guys know, Vicky's getting very old. Good girl. And she has a hard time climbing up the stairs, so I carry her up. And Thomas, I'm so glad that that voice text works for you. It gives you opens a world of communication. I'll tell you what, some people with arthritis could really use it too. Okay, what's wrong with this picture? Somebody tell me real quick. Oh, Jolly, you lost one at 18 years old. Your son said, or my son said, her feet never hit the floor in her life. Yeah. All right, so I'm coming back with what? My orange. And I'm obliterating that distinctive line between the orange and the yellow. It always takes the darker color to start that blending. Jolly, yes. Carmen, yes. Blending. So Carmen, I need you to say that as a statement instead of a question. So please retype your line without the question mark. Oh, look how pretty this is. And I'm going to take my electric eraser. There you go, Carmen. And I'm just going to clean up my edges a little bit. How pretty is that? Let's take a look. Now, I want you to notice something about the coloring of the leaves. The leaves at the top have the darker brown and the green. The leaves at the bottom, I'm doing a little more orangey. And that's going to give us a beautiful transition from one set of leaves to the next. So we've got orange, right? Orange with pumpkin, the leaves. This leaf works with this next one because it's got a little bit of orange in it. And then because of the brown, it leads our eye up to this one. Does everybody see that? Okay. I've got about 5 more minutes left. I really hate to start a new area. But I do have a question for you. Starting with the letter D, what am I known for in my coloring? Good guess, but not depth. Guys, what am I known for? Detail. There we go, Maggie. Thank you. Carmen's got it. Maggie's got it. Detail. And that's a habit that I want you guys to get into. And detail can include what? Depth and dimension. Here, look. Take a screenshot, guys. By the way, who drew a pumpkin and colored it with me? I'll put an S on there. Now, the 3 Ds that I always color around are depth, right? Dimension. And details. Depth, dimension, detail. I want you guys to sear this into your brains. Here are the 3 Ds. So when you sweat the details, your depth and dimension are going to come along with it. Who drew a pumpkin and colored one with me? Anybody? Okay. Oh, Jolly. Did you buy the book for your friend or did you buy it for somebody else? Oh, both. You bought 2 books. Did you buy 2 books? Ooh. All right. So this is out of Country Autumn. Oh, Jolly, thank you. And this one, which I'm calling Done, Sleepy Tots Jubilee. Love this book. Jolly, your support is so appreciated. Okay. I am very happy with the way this came out. And I hope you learned a lot from it. Check out how the shading now is making all these leaves stand out on the tree. A little bit of shading inside this hyacinth. I am very happy with this. And I showed you the original side by side with the one I colored for you. Okay, guys, I am calling it an evening. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Joyous, joyous coloring. 2 favors to ask you. Please hit that like button. That is very important to me, so I would like you to hit that if you like the broadcast. And the second thing is please share the link to this coloring to your timeline on Facebook. I get it that not all your friends color, but you never know who you're going to reach. Let's see what I should zoom in on. Maggie's talking about having a peaceful sleep, so I will zoom in on our little girl sleeping. How's that? All right, guys, take care. Love you. You know I mean it. Love on each other. Have a great rest of the evening. I'm going to go stuff my face. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about nachos and cheese. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for coming. Bye.